Eleanor Roosevelt by Joshua Riofrio. Anna Eleanor Roosevelt was born on October 11 in 1884 in New York City. Despite being born in a wealthy family, Eleanor experienced tremendous loss at a young age. Her mother died in 1892 and her father followed 2 years later because of alcohol. Because of this, she was being placed under the care of her maternal grandmother along with his brothers. Eleanor, at the age of 15, was sent to Allenswood Academy in London, an experience that helped draw her out of her shell. She came back to New York at 18 years old, and she became involved in social work, joined the Junior League, and taught at school at the Riverton Street Settlement House. In 1902, she met his distant cousin, Franklin Roosevelt, and 3 years later, they got married on March 17, 1905. The couple went on to have 6 children: Anna, James, Franklin, Elliot, Franklin Jr., and John. In 1917, with U.S. entry into World War I, she became active in the American Red Cross. Also, she volunteered to work in the Navy hospitals. In 1921, her husband, the future U.S. President, Franklin Roosevelt, was stricken with polio. Ms. Roosevelt became very active in politics because of this, helping him maintain his interest as well as her own goals for improving the life of minorities. In 1933, when Franklin Roosevelt was elected President of the U.S., Eleanor dramatically changed the role of the First Lady. Not content to stay in the background and handle domestic matters, she gave press conferences and spoke out for human rights, children's causes, and women's issues, working on behalf of the League of Women Voters. Along with this, he also had her own newspaper column called My Day. Eleanor focused on helping the country's poor, stood against racial discrimination, and during World War II, she traveled abroad to visit U.S. troops. She became chair of the United Nations Human Rights Commission in 1947 and helped to write the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, an effort that she considers to be her greatest achievement. I wanted to share this quote that she wrote on her column, My Day, on October 30th, 1950. I open quote, "Our own land and our own flag cannot be replaced by any other land or any other flag. But you can join with other nations under a joint flag to accomplish something good for the world that you cannot accomplish alone." Eleanor was one of the most ambitious and outspoken women to ever live in the White House. Although she was both criticized and praised for her active role in public policy, she is remembered as a humanitarian who dedicated much of her life to fighting. Eleanor Roosevelt died on November 7, 1962 in New York City. In conclusion, I wanted to say that Eleanor is someone who for me demonstrated to see much further than his country and his social status. She saw for all races, no matter how they look or their economic status, and always looked for a universal unification of all. So I think she's a great example of a global citizen. Thank you so much.